Hello, I'm Hogne Vik, Chief Product Developer in Ecology, and it's a pleasure for me to invite you to another health conversation. And the topic for today is why children need omega-3. So we all have children or have a very nice connection, hopefully, with children. And there are then some questions around how we can help our children to develop the best way that we should try to answer during this conversation. So the challenge I would like you to think about before we start the conversation is how can we secure our child to be the best version of itself? The next, how can we support a general healthy development from child to adult? Number three, how can we secure an optimal brain development for the child? Number four, how can we reduce risks for getting diseases in children? And the last point I will challenge you on, how can we secure a healthy brain for the child and the rest of the life? We start with how the brain develops from the very beginning. You know that during pregnancy, the child is growing from a few cells to be ready to be born. And when the brain comes out, it is as big as it can, developed inside the mother's. And that is because the brain cannot be built up to its biggest potential inside mother because it's too big to go through the birth channel and come out. So we all know that when we see newborn, the skeleton of the head isn't totally tightened up at the top. We have something on the top, an open area just covered by skin called fontanelle, and that is because the brain skeleton is pressed and condensed together, and so is the brain during birth, so we can come out of the birth canal. So therefore, the brain needs to develop also after birth, and that also means that the child will be dependent upon parents and the mother for a long time after birth, and that has some advantages and some disadvantages. So therefore, brain development is not finished during pregnancy. Another thing is how can we then make the best development in pregnancy? And here we go again that there are elements that we know more and more about how we can develop the brain the best way when the child is still in the stomach of the mother. So number one is that we always have to pick the right parents. That should be easy. The number two is that we know that the mother should try to live as healthy as possible during pregnancy. That means to have enough rest, to have enough and the right calories, to have enough of omega-3, and secure to be healthy, not have diseases during her pregnancy. And we also know things that the mother should not do. She should not be smoking, she should not drink alcohol, and she should not have any kind of infections. And we know something about some viruses that may have a negative impact on the child, as cytomegalovirus. So therefore, to have a good child born means that the pregnancy also need to be good. So therefore we see that care and nutrition is important in pregnancy, but also in childhood. So therefore, when the child is born with a not finished brain, we still need to look after the child and secure that there will be no injuries, there will be very few and not the awful infections. We have enough vaccines, and we secure that the child will have a good childhood and good development. And in the brain development, here we see we divide the period after birth in different periods. We have the sensomotoric stage from 0 to 2 years, where the child is picking up things, trying to feel, and the different organs are developed. Then come the pre-operative stages, as we call it, between 2 and 7 years, when the child is following the adults and try to mirror everything they see and respond the way they think they should respond. You come later on from 7 to 11 years, when there are more concrete, specific operational stages in a skill set, and when people really and the child really are thinking themselves and developing to the personality of that specific individual. And then later on, we further develop between 12 years and to 25, and the development can continue. When you come to the brain, we know that the brain mainly is made of fat. And we also know that even if it's fat content, the energy source for the brain to work is mainly sugar. So for a normal evolutional person, sugar is the reward for the brain. So this is against every kind of healthy nutritional guidance for what we have learned today, that we should not have so much sugar, we should have the balanced diet, but for the brain to work, it needs sugar. So that is why we perhaps see in some cultures that people in today's eating system put on a lot of weight, because in evolution, the brain gives signals, eat a lot of sugar, and that should help the brain. But we see also the negative effects of that by developing other health conditions that can give metabolic syndrome, diabetes type 2, and so on. So the brain doesn't always give the right signals. So in the brain development, where does omega-3 fit in? Can all of us be like Albert Einstein? And we see that omega-3 is important for the healthy growth of the brain, because the omega-3 fatty acids are a part of the structural molecules when we build cells also in the brain, and especially also when we look into the myelin. That is one of the substances where we really improve connection between the different nerve cells if we have enough of myelin, the fat. So to have enough omega-3 is also in different clinical studies shown to be important to improve memory, important for brain function and development, important for when you improve your attention, to be more present where you are, is important for learning, is important for to be impulsive or not be too impulsive, and also control some of the hyperactive, especially children, ADHD. So we see that the omega-3 as a basic part of your daily intake of nutrient is important for brain development and brain maintenance. Another point to look into is that not only for brain development, it's important with omega-3, but also for these other elements described here. We know that enough and good enough omega-3 content in the body will then inhibit or reduce the risk to develop allergies. Omega-3 is important for the quality of sleep. Omega-3 is important for the school performance. We talked about already ADHD, and let people that are hyperactive pick up to their normal development level for the brain. And we also see that the mental health is important. And some studies have even shown that the DHA, the important omega-3 fatty acid, will help people to improve their IQ, to be smarter, with a daily intake of at least 2 grams DHA per day. And we are talking about children, but for elderly people, to have enough DHA every day seems to be important to remain with the brain capacity. But it's not only the omega-3 that is important for the brain development. Here we have put up a lot of the other activities and elements important for a good development for a child. And we include enough sleep, enough physical activity, a diet that includes not only omega-3, but also the other elements picked here. And one of the main things is we shouldn't have too much sugar, we shouldn't have too much salt, and we should have then also healthy bacteria in the gut. That is more or less a mirror of what we are eating. And that again gives us this kind of signals between gut and brain that becomes more and more information about. Here we talk about the prebioticum found in the mother's milk when the child in the stomach of the mother. And here we also talk about that we need to have the right fat, omega-3, and that omega-3 is important for also building other cells than just the brain. I talked about earlier that from evolution, carbohydrates is what the brain really is looking forward to receive. But today, to stay healthy and live long and a healthy life, we then need to secure that we do not have too much easy carbohydrates in our food, but we need to balance that also with other nutrients. So we have enough energy for a normal daily performance that includes proteins, carbohydrates, and fats, and there omega-3 is one of the important fats. The brain is important for us and for a child. And but in addition, the omega-3 really has a lot of health benefits associated with a daily intake of at least 250 milligrams. So here we see that omega-3 is important to maintain a good heart, a good vision, a good element of the right blood lipids, not too high triglycerides, not too high cholesterol. We have already talked about how important it is for the brain, for the immune system, and for the muscle function. So therefore, for a child to secure these good health benefits need to come early. In ecology, we have the pure Arctic oil for kids. And this product then have this lemon taste, and it's a very tasteful product that children love to take. It has a good texture, good feeling in the mouth, and we know that this is a product that children easily will consume on a daily basis. We have improved our product compared to the first version of Pure Arctic Oil for Kids when we took away the olive oil, the extra virgin organic olive oil from the first version of the product. That was because that the children felt a very strange feeling, the back part of the throat, and we have taken that away, making it more easy for the children to take the daily dosage of the product every day. And the lemon looks nice, and the iceberg points to the point that we have the product coming from the cod in the northern part of the ocean. So it should be a lot of advantages with the product when you just see it and taste it. The other most important thing is that in a daily recommended dosage of Pure Arctic Oil for Kids, you also get a very good portion of omega-3, both EPA and DHA, that are important omega-3 fatty acids for the development of the brain and the other organs that we just have talked about. Then we have to go back again, because now we have talked a little about the the different elements why we then should have a good development over children that we love so much. But I think that if we have realized the importance of omega-3 for the adult population, we want the best also for our children, and we should really help them to be as healthy as we adults are. And it doesn't matter if they get smarter and more healthy than we are. And then here we go again for the good arguments for children to take omega-3, important for brain development and maintenance, important for learning, important for the immune system, and therefore in total important for the life career. A healthy, smart person that stay healthy all the way through and have power and are not on sick leave from the work should have a very powerful and promising future. And then again, what are the arguments for you to buy the pure Arctic oil or use the pure Arctic oil for your beloved child? The number one is the taste, as we talked about, that the taste is even awarded with the Taste Award. The MSC certificated fishery of cod is still a very important argument. We use the cod liver oil from a very well-regulated fishery, and we can track the oil in every bottle back to the area where the fish is taken. We know that our oil, the omega-3 source, is fresh with a very, very low oxidant exposure during the fishery and during the production. We know we have a sustainable fishery. We know that the oil is made from that part of the codfish that was not able to be used as human food. And we have taken out the olive oil that made some unpleasant experience for the child, meaning it should be more easy to take than our first version was. So I hope you are in agreement with me, that you agree that our children deserve to have the omega-3 as the tool to develop and stay healthy and have a pleasant life from they are child until they are adult and old adult. So I hope you can agree with me in this 6 points that were the challenges in the beginning. To say number one, I will give my child the same opportunity to stay healthy as myself. Number two, I will help my child to be the best version of itself. Number three, I will support a healthy development from child to adult, especially for the children I care for. Number four, I will like to give my child the optimal brain development. Number five, I will like my child to stay healthy and reduce the risk for getting diseases. And number six, I will do my best to secure my child a healthy brain and a healthy life through the whole time. So, therefore, thank you for listening, and let us together take care of the next generation the very best way. Thank you, and goodbye.